Immediately called up my boyfriend and started telling him all about the watch history of Waltham. He was terribly impressed before getting off the phone, let me assure you. So thank you, Anna, so much, and thank you, Anthony, for your kind words. I'm really delighted to be here. So this boyfriend, right? I met him online, or as I like to tell my mother, through friends, right? Because it gets awkward. And when I first started talking to him, I posed the same question to him that I ask of all of my cyber suitors. Do you plan on making a dress out of my skin? He responded no, but if we're a match, I would love one of your kidneys. Hold the fava beans. Now, it's a little bit creepy, but it's kind of cute. And it's not every day that a girl meets a man who can flirt while talking serial killer and cannibalism. Am I right, ladies? So we kept chit-chatting, and he kept on talking about dialysis and organ transplants, and I thought he had a really offbeat sense of humor. No, he's actually on the national transplant list. True story. But it's cool, you know? I mean, I think he's great already. But can you imagine once he's making his own urine and insulin? Hubba, hubba. The other thing too is I feel like I personally don't know that many people who have organs that are just strictly ornamental. It's just not common. And more importantly, he is the single greatest road trip companion of all time, largely because he hasn't gone to the bathroom in about 4 years when it comes to needing to use the loo. So he's a great guy. I also have to highlight that within the national transplant system, it's kind of a caste system. And I'm lucky because he is truly a king within that system. If he weren't, he would just be another middle-aged man living in his mother's basement and unemployed. But he's not. He's in line for some grade A kidneys. I mean, super healthy, Amish raised, Quaker raised, probably homeschooled kidneys. It's gonna be incredible when it happens. So looking forward to that. And he's not the healthiest, but I know that you all can tell based on this physique that I'm super healthy. I'm completely aerodynamically built, which is why I love running. Does anyone else like running? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I love running. Sometimes I get angry when I run, and I can't help it. It's largely because I have 40 pounds of boobs, right? Which is the equivalent of taking a 15-foot canoe, strapping it to your chest, and then taking off for a quick jog, right? Kind of ridiculous. And they don't give you a handicap when it comes to actually running races, right? I want a handicap. I think for each pound, I should get a minute head start. So I get a 40-minute head start in front of the fat bus. Now, does everybody know what the fat bus is? The fat bus is the involuntary ride that they give you at a race when you are the slowest person running. Not only is it embarrassing, but it's horrifying, but there is a silver lining. It's kind of like getting a free Uber ride, but for like the cardiovascularly questionable, right? They're worried that you're gonna do the clutch and stumble, so they just pick you up. If that doesn't work for you, you can think about it as an ambulance ride, right? But with less funsy lights, no good party drugs, and there are no competent healthcare workers, so there's that. So the last thing I want to talk to y'all about are tiny houses. Does anyone here watch HGTV and the tiny houses? Good, maybe one of you guys can tell me when it became cool and hip and edgy to live in less than 400 square feet. Because I just called that my 20s. Now, I love HGTV Tiny House Hunters. I don't miss an episode because I don't want to miss an opportunity to learn about composting toilets and sleeping lofts and how a family of 8 is going to live in 250 square feet. It's amazing. And part of what sort of amuses me is that they tout this show as highlighting how you can live economic and how you can live more simply, which sounds like a euphemism for a marriage-ending lack of storage and second bathroom, I'm just saying. They have some folks who choose to live in shipping containers, which is always interesting, folks that want to go off the grid, lower property values everywhere, and simultaneously replicate human trafficking, which I'm not very comfortable with. You also get the starry-eyed couples that talk about their tiny home on wheels, or as we call them in the South, a trailer. If you're fancy, you might call it a mobile home. I mean, who am I to say? But I always wonder what happens to these couples when they actually land in the trailer park. What does that look like? Are they giving their neighbors a hard time about their excess environmental footprint because they live in a double wide? Are they lobbying to have people purchase a solar-powered heater for their above-ground swimming pool? I want to see it play out. The other thing that I also want to see is that special moment when they start to bond over a shared love of flannel shirts and PBR. One of them drinking it ironically, and one of them not. And with that, I will conclude. Thank you guys very much for your attention and time tonight.